Welcome, friends, to Boiler Room Detective Channel. If you enjoyed these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. This video is the case of the inadvertent lawsuit. Tom worked as a fourth-year apprentice for a commercial HVAC company during the day. His boss, Dan, was a super nice guy and really knew heating and air conditioning. To earn extra money, Tom started installing furnaces for friends and relatives on the side, working at night and on the weekends. Because he was cheaper, his business started to grow. Pretty soon it was friends of friends and total strangers calling him. He talked a coworker into helping as the business grew. Dan knew about the side business but didn't really care because it was residential and his company didn't do residential. Dan thought it showed what a hard worker Tom was, and he admired that. One day, Tom asked Dan for advice on a complicated residential system he was installing in a large home. It had several zones and the wiring interface was confusing. Dan promised to look at it. Later that day, Tom stopped by the office to get the wiring diagram. Hearing him, Dan walked out of his office and handed him a sheet of paper. Tom looked at it and smiled. There on the company letterhead was a hand drawing of how to connect the wiring to make it work. "Thanks, Dan," he said and shook his hand. The system worked the way it was designed, but not the way the customer wanted. The customer thought she would have either heating or cooling in every room, similar to the way a VRF system works. But this was before they were introduced. Tom and his partner were at the home several times, trying to make it right. The customer could not be satisfied. The next day, the homeowner called Dan and demanded he fix it. Dan explained that he hadn't installed the system and that his company only works on commercial systems. This set the customer off, so she hired an attorney. Before long, it evolved into a full-blown lawsuit. Dan's company was listed as a defendant. His $2 million liability insurance policy was low-hanging fruit for the plaintiff's attorney. It was much higher than the small policy for Tom's side business. The homeowner's attorneys contended that Dan's company was liable because the employees wore company uniforms and drove their company truck to the house. They argued the drawing he did was proof that he was intimately familiar with the job. The insurance companies eventually settled, with Dan's insurance company having to pay a substantial amount more, far exceeding Tom's policy coverage. This led to a significant increase in Dan's insurance premiums, despite him never having filed a claim. The aftermath of the lawsuit strained Dan's and Tom's relationship, ultimately leading to their separation. The story of Dan and Tom's experience left a lasting impression on me. When I acquired my company, I made it a point to implement a policy prohibiting employees from engaging in side jobs. I was aware that many of them did, and I hoped that by formalizing this rule, I could prevent a situation similar to what happened to Dan. I'm curious to know how you handle this issue in your own company. If you would like to contact me, my contact information is here. In addition, I have two websites. BrewingWithSteam.com is focused on steam systems for breweries and distilleries. It includes a monthly blog about steam issues inside a brewery. My other site is FireIceHeat.com. It's my company's website and shows some of our capabilities. I've authored 12 boiler books which are available on Amazon. My technical articles are included in these industry publications. Thanks for stopping by Boiler Room Detective, and I'll see you on the next